Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Insane Worlds. 5. Stone of Scone. Britain is often said to be home to many archaic traditions. The importance of the Stone of Scone is not just one that existed in the past, however, people still argue over its significance, and it is about to have a starring role in the coronation of King Charles III. The Stone of Scone was used in Scotland between the 9th and 13th centuries as the seat on which kings were invested with royal powers. It was held at the nearby abbey and moved to Moat Hill, where the coronation took place. Legend has it that the stone was used as a pillow when the prophet Jacob slept and dreamed of a ladder to heaven. Science has since shown that the stone is actually red sandstone of a type common near Scone. The stone left Scotland as part of the plunder taken by the English King Edward I. It was then used in the coronation chair that all English monarchs have been crowned on since. The stone survived a bombing by suffragettes in 1914, apparently unharmed. However, in 1954, Scottish students stole the stone when it was discovered that the bomb had broken it into. The Stone of Scone was eventually returned, but rumors have persisted that the stone now on display is not the original but a copy that was made during its theft. Number 4. Foundation Stone. There are few cities as contested as Jerusalem and few sites in Jerusalem more contested than the Dome of the Rock. At various times, Jewish people, Christians, and Muslims have controlled the Temple Mount where the Dome of the Rock, a mosque, now stands. At the heart of the Dome of the Rock is what the Jewish faith regards as the foundation stone, and Muslims call the Noble Rock. This patch of stone has been given many stories. Temple Mount was thought to be the spot where God gathered the dust from which he formed Adam. The foundation stone was also considered to be the spot where God began his creation of the world. It was also where Abram was going to sacrifice his son Isaac. When the Ark of the Covenant was placed in the Jewish temple, it may have rested on this stone. A hole in the rock leads down into a chamber that is known as the Well of Souls. Some Muslims believe that the wails of the dead can be heard here while they await judgment. Number 3. Elagabalus. Mental stability was not an absolute requirement for those who sought to be a Roman emperor. Among the more eccentric rulers of Rome was Marcus Aurelius Antoninus, better known to history as Elagabalus. Despite only living until the age of 18, he had 4 wives, including one who was a sacred Vestal Virgin. He was also famous for marrying men that the Romans could just about tolerate. When he tried to replace the head of the Roman pantheon with a foreign god, however, his days were marked. Elagabalus got his nickname because he championed the worship of a solar deity from Syria, also called Elagabalus. The emperor escorted the new god into the city with a grand parade and musical events. What form did the god take? A black and conical rock that is said to have fallen from heaven. Given the shape and description of the stone, whose whereabouts are no longer known, many scholars think that the statue of the god was actually a meteorite. After Elagabalus, the man, not the god, was assassinated, the cult of the deity in the stone representing him returned to Syria. Number 2. Maqam Ibrahim. In the Great Mosque of Mecca, there is a gilded metal structure containing a block of stone around 8 inches or 20 centimeters tall. On top of it are 2 footprints that can be seen through the glass. This is Maqam Ibrahim, the place where Ibrahim stood. The Maqam Ibrahim is closely related to the story of how the more famous structure nearby, the Kaaba, was built. The Kaaba is the most sacred site in Islam and marks the direction toward which all Muslims pray. According to Islam, the Kaaba was built by the Prophet Ibrahim and his son Ishmael. To place the higher stones on the Kaaba, Ibrahim had to stand on a rock. By the will of God, the stone was softened, and he left imprints of his feet on it. The Maqam Ibrahim is mentioned in the Quran, and tradition has it that Ibrahim could call people to prayer while standing on the rock. Number 1. Black Stone. The Maqam Ibrahim is not the only interesting and holy stone at the Grand Mosque in Mecca. Set into the wall of the Kaaba is the Black Stone. When Muslims visit the mosque, they walk 7 times around the Kaaba while reciting prayers. On each pass, they kiss, touch, or wave at the Black Stone. According to tradition, the stone was once white but became black due to taking on the sins of those who touched it. Some say it fell from the heavens to show Adam and Eve where to build an altar. Others that it was given to Abraham by an angel as he built the Kaaba. Today, the black stone is set in a silver surround and has been worn smooth by the millions of pilgrims who visit the site. The origins of the stone have been hotly debated. Is it another meteorite that has become an object of rebellious focus? Many geologists doubt this popular theory. While the stone has not been available for scientific study in 2021, huge images of the stone were released, which allow it to be examined in unprecedented detail. The pictures reveal the stone to actually be multicolored but mostly reddish. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.